Andy Katz with us now on Sports Center. The big story on Saturday night, Oklahoma State's Marcus Smart pushing a fan. They're the lead story for all of the wrong reasons. Andy, you have an update on this story with Marcus Smart. What can you tell us?
Well, on Saturday night, I spoke with the Big 12 coordinator of officials, Curtis Shaw, and I asked him whether or not the officials handled this situation correctly, and whether or not Marcus Smart should have been ejected or if they could have dealt with the fan. And he said there is no precedent for this. The officials do not have jurisdiction to deal with an ejection when there's a player-fan interaction. Really, all they're dealing with is a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2 technical. And as for the fan, he said that's up to Texas Tech, in this instance the home team, and their security and the conference. They have no jurisdiction to hand out any kind of ejection dealing with a player-fan interaction. He said there's no precedent for it.
Big 12 commissioner will review this on Sunday. How quick do you think they're going to act with this matter?
I think pretty quickly. You're going to see Bob Bowlesby, the Big 12 commissioner, try to get a hold of, more than likely, Marcus Smart, certainly Travis Ford, the Oklahoma State head coach, and Texas Tech officials. And from what I was told by a Big 12 official, Bob Bowlesby has a couple of things at his disposal. He can deal with a private reprimand, a public reprimand, or a suspension. And Oklahoma State plays at Texas on Tuesday night. More than likely, you will see some sort of decision Sunday in advance of the start of the week on Monday.
I thought something you said earlier there when you were talking about there isn't a precedent for something like this of how to handle this situation. Could we perhaps be looking at one of those, I hate to use the term, but watershed moments in college sports where all of a sudden, because of what we saw on Saturday, there's going to have to be a plan put in place just because of this fan interaction with Marcus Smart?
Well, we have to wait and see what was said and hear the dialogue between the fan and potentially Marcus Smart. But as we saw on the highlight, I mean, Marcus Smart falls down and his back is to the fan. Then he turns around, so something must have sort of instigated him and antagonized him to react. It is a unique situation. In this kind of situation, you don't necessarily need security behind the basket. It was a freak thing where Marcus Smart's forward momentum carried him over where he was that close to a fan. So I don't think we're going to see this sort of change the dynamic of fan-player interaction. It's an unfortunate situation, and it'll be interesting to see how Texas Tech handles it, by the way, in terms of dealing with a fan that, if he is a season ticket holder, you know, what he said and what Texas Tech does with him going forward.